This is the 1989-90 Fleer, number 21, Michael Jordan. There's an error on this card that's really staring you right in the face on the front. We'll get to that towards the end. But this is the first time we have a card from the 1989-90 Fleer. And I do like to go over some background information about the set. This one was released in early October, and it was the company's fourth straight set. Real big gap from their 1961 Fleer set, but this was the fourth one in a row in the 80s. The previous three sets were 132 cards, but with this one, they grew that a bit to 168 cards. And for this set, the print run was kept somewhat limited. This is right before the explosion in quantity that would happen in the early 90s. The 89-90 Fleer cards continued to be arranged first by the team's city alphabetically, and then alphabetically by last name. This is the second year in a row that they used this organization strategy. There weren't any factory sets. Now, a unique inclusion for this 1989 were these all-star cards that featured regular season teammates. First time you saw something like that. And then there was a unique feature to the designs where some cards had a special designation. You can see it here, where it's like the left bottom corner of the card is flipped up. And you'd see this on some statistical leader cards. Here with the Michael Jordan, it indicates that he's the scoring average leader. You'd see this also with rookies. It would say rookie sensation, and that corner would be flipped up. Let's check out the back. There's some interesting things to talk about that relate to the whole set on the back of these cards. So, in addition to the usual biographical information here and the stat box that was, a standard, they added this "Did you know?" But, kind of a strange feature, you have these particular stats right here on the right. They're kind of odd to me, unless somebody can clarify. First of all, they're labeled per 48 minutes instead of per game. And, if you're literal or kind of mathematically and logically minded, per 48 minutes means something different than per game. If you take it very literally, if a player didn't play all 48 minutes of a game, would you carry that 48 minutes into the next game or series of games to total it? Then this middle box here, the rebounds and assists per 48 minutes. Well, which one? Or both of them? And are we looking at the whole career? Are we looking at a particular season? I'm curious, really, if someone can clarify. If you divide either the rebounds or the assists by the total number of games for the career, you're not hitting that exactly, or even that previous season. I don't know. Now, the free throw percentage that was included on the right, that's neat. And, if you have your cards in sheets in a binder, it's actually interesting. With a glance, you can compare free throw percentages amongst all these players and just kind of see where they stand. I think that's a neat feature. But other than that, I just don't think that this was well thought out, these particular statistics. Well, let's get to this card itself. Back to the front. This image, it's definitely a great image that they chose. Jordan just flying through the air for another dunk. But, like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, an error. Why this sudden darkening on the top half of the photo? That's not my video. And I mean, you can Google the card, pull up PSA 10s, the best of the best examples. That's there. You can see, especially looking at the arm, that sudden darkening and cutoff. It's really unfortunate that that happened, because this photo is great. And FLAW did so well with their Jordan photos. You have the famous one on the rookie card. And even the series after this, the 1990-91, I think I already have a video of that one. But that dunk is also an amazing photo. Straight on, kind of as if you're standing under the hoop. And this one too, it really stands out if it wasn't for that dark line right through the image. Don't know where that came from. Another issue with this one, doesn't need to be said if you're looking for the best examples. Good luck finding a well-centered version of this card. It's very difficult to do. Mine is not. I have quite a bit of space on the right. Moving to the back of this one, it's really worth taking some time on that did you know box, because this card shows the beginnings of the Jordan that we know today. The first did you know is very standard. He was the third pick in the draft. That's common knowledge now. But here you have his first MVP award, 1988. You really have to put yourself back in time and act as if you're looking at the did you know when this card was produced. And, you know, it's just a great sensation with what we know in hindsight. That first MVP then led the NBA in scoring the past 3 seasons. Imagine reading that. And, you know, now we know today that that would turn into a total of 10 seasons. And you just see these beginnings of such a dominant career. The all-time scoring average leader with 32.6. Well, that 32.6 would be lowered a bit, but he retains the title, all-time scoring average leader. He's tied with Wilt Chamberlain. But considering those did you know facts and knowing how they would kind of bloom into the career that we now know today, and the image on this card, I just think this is a great example of a, quote, common Michael Jordan card that's sometimes overlooked. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed spending some time with it. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.